discoveries are always results, more or less, results of some luck and hazard, meaning that territory-related behavioral problems are very common in cats, and especially urine soiling and urine spraying. And that was very commonly observed in my caseloads. And I was, as an ethologist, fascinated by something which was that those cats were no longer marking with the face as they were doing previously. And that has been the first step of the story, meaning to try to understand why they were no longer marking with their face. And by using some compresses to look at what was usually released by cats, I realized that there was a message when the cats were rubbing their face on furniture, walls, everything in their surrounding. And we tried initially to catch that from the cats themselves, meaning that we were introducing some compresses put on some special furniture unknown from the cat in a place to try to get the secretion from cats, and asking the owners to put those compresses where the cat was urine spraying. And we observed that it was working, but it was really, really boring for the owners to have to catch the cat, rub compresses on the cat. And so we decided to create something which was the exact copy of what the cat was releasing, but which was synthetic, meaning that we don't have, it's not cat's juice, but it's a real structure reorganized by human, and which is just telling the same information to the cat. This is a safe and known place. When you want to understand something about any kind of species, you have first to accept the ethological approach, which is to look at the animals and accept that they know what they have to do. And we observed that cats were never ever spraying on a place where they had previously rubbed their face, and that on the contrary, spraying cats were cats marking less on rubbing their face on anything in the surrounding. So we understood that there was probably an antagonism that we could use. What we discovered later on was that it was not just an antagonism, but that these facial marks, which became Feliway, were releasing a message which was, it's safe, you can feel quiet here. So it was more than just an anti-urine spraying. Cats are very much linked to their surrounding, to their territory. Not a territory in a kind of caricatural approach, which is Mr. Smith in the middle of the garden with fences. The territory of cats is a kind of constellation of areas dedicated to given activities, and with some pathways to go from one area to another one. But what is crucial to cats is to have something which has some stability over time. And cats every day spend time on marking, organizing, identifying those areas. What we humans are doing is that we disorganize it. Your sofa is somewhere in the apartment, and after 2 weeks you think that it could be better in another area. You introduce new furniture, you remove the marks by washing, cleaning, changing some material. And so for cats it's something which is extremely disturbing because there is no stability. Using products which are the exact copy of the natural messages released by the cat meant that you will release again after disturbing. You will release the message to say no problem, everything is still fixed. Domestic cats are not genetically modified cats, they are cats. And they come from a wild cat, which is European wild cat living in forests. And those cats are marking like the others, meaning that at that moment, we use Feliway, we use other synthetic pheromones in zoos or in rescue centers to help those cats, because they're very difficult to manage in captivity, which is the only way to save them from disappearing. And it's not just related to small cats, because very big cats like tigers are doing the same. Tigers have facial marking, scratching marking, urine marking, and it's very interesting to say that their messages are very close to domestic cats, and we can use the messages, and we do that. We have published results about that. We can use Feliway, for example, to stabilize tigers when they arrive in the zoo, or we can use some other facial pheromones which are involved in social interactions to make tigers to accept a new tiger in the facility. So it's a very common language between wild cats, with one exception, which is the lion, having some words, some chemical words in common with domestic cats, but having some others which are related to its very specific social structure and organization.